I think what happens next is demand is key. We can all sort of look at supply and talk about OPEC in terms of their response, and it's been critical. But ultimately, how demand recovers over the next few months will dictate the behavior of OPEC. You're already seeing Saudi pricing hikes, historic in itself, in the last 24 hours, which is indicative of the fact that they can see that demand, that pent-up demand coming back, and want to take advantage of that through pricing. So a combination of how demand evolves, and again, that Saudi-Russia relationship, which ultimately sits or anchors on the US as being key in terms of ensuring it continues over the next few months too.
Okay, let's go with the bullish Mr. Alexander Novak scenario, where he believes supply will move into deficit in the next couple of months. How long would it take to clear the huge backlog in inventories, the huge OECD inventories that we've built up, or at least get it down to 5-year averages?
Yeah, it's a great point. We were around 90 or 80, we're at high 80s in terms of inventory day cover, which is, as you know, we've never seen those levels in history. It will take somewhere between 6 to 9 months to get it back to somewhere across the low 60s. The historic average is in the low 50s. So we're talking at least 12 months with these cuts in order to get the inventory cover back to historical levels. Now, remember that demand is clearly going through a massive year-on-year sort of decline. But again, that's also going through very unusual month-on-month increases as we see demand lockdowns being lifted. So if you take advantage of that demand recovery, assume that we're somewhere in the low 90s in terms of annualized demand for this year, which is bullish in itself. It's our house view. I'd argue that we could be at average historic levels by the end of the year, which would then prompt OPEC to potentially change its response in terms of production. But I think arguably the most important thing for OPEC and for Saudi is to get the inventory number down in order to be able to reshape the curve back towards backwardation.